Yeah, thank you very much, Baba Tokpe and the rest of the D-Brown consulting team. My name is Olurunnisola Saheed Olalekan. It's actually a pleasure that I was able to pass the AFM certification exam of the FMI in the last exam session, and it was pretty good in terms of the fact that I actually passed. Before I share a little bit of my experience, I actually work with Green Energy International Limited in Abuja, and I'm the finance and control manager at the moment. I also should share the fact that I've actually worked in some of these top firms in Nigeria before now. I worked with Dangote Group. I actually also started my audit career with Deloitte. And then I also moved to GSK at some point before coming to my current employer. So when it comes to financial modeling, I think I've actually done a bit of modeling before, but not in full, maybe just giving inputs to guys that have actually worked on the model. And at some point, maybe also providing a little bit of review as to what needs to be done better. But I could say that this exam actually blown my mind a lot in terms of especially the use of many Excel commands to reduce the number of works that needs to be done and how fast it needs to be done, right? It was also very good for me in terms of being able to get a very good understanding, right, of the three statement model, how to build it from scratch, having good assumptions, and then be able to even make some reasonable assumptions to ensure that the model speaks to reality, and then it also is one that everyone can speak to and be able to say, this is actually a financial model that I can explain to anyone that did not prepare this. So my experience during the exam, it was pretty good up to close to 30 minutes before the end of the 4-hour exam. I think I was just about to start doing review, and unfortunately maybe it was overconfidence, I don't know, maybe at some point in time, maybe because I also felt that I practiced enough to not being able to tidy up a lot of things. That was how I mistakenly deleted a particular thing, a particular row, and then a lot of the formulas started showing spill error. And I have little, just like I said, less than 30 minutes to review. And then, so it was not even a case of me trying to go back and try to do a sort of rework. So I had to submit anyhow, just believing and trusting God that I was going to pass the exam. At some point, I actually even lost hope that maybe I will have to rewrite it. So apparently, they also maybe most likely took note of all the steps that needs to be done. And then very happy to have passed the exam. So after the exam, I think it has actually helped me in terms of work, even in my current workplace. After the exam, I've been given another role as the financial controller of one of the projects that we are working upon at the moment, and that was actually a very good one for me because I then had to take over a model that has already been built for that particular project, and my knowledge of what I was able to gather during the training was actually very, very, very helpful, right? So I must say thank you to Tokpe, Larry, and the rest of the D-Brown consulting team for a job well done, and also for the fact that I think most of the videos were actually very helpful. By the time you also look at it together with vis-a-vis the training videos on the FMI website. So it was pretty good in terms of level of knowledge, in terms of what I was able to get from it. And my recommendation to everyone that wants to write that exam is that don't be too overconfident, even if you have been doing financial modeling, if you have been working on Excel for many years, if you have been a finance person. So I've always been a finance person, whether in audits, as an external auditor, or I've done internal audit too in a bank. And then I've been doing finance for more than 5 years now. So the fact that you've actually been a finance guru does not actually speak to the fact that you may actually not have issues writing that exam. So in that, when you're preparing for that exam, prepare in such a way that you actually want to understand all the nitty-gritty that needs to be done prior to the exam, and then ensure that you practice enough of questions, right? One thing that would do for you, which I think maybe I did not do enough, is that you'll be able to manage your time effectively, right? It will interest you to know that I have a colleague that actually finished everything in less than 2 hours, and she's actually an engineer, right? So it's not just about your understanding of finance, but it also speaks to how well are you able to have practiced enough to be able to understand that this is the next thing I need to do, this is the next best thing I should do, and then this is how my report should look like. And you already have a picture in your head, right? Prior to the exam, I was thinking at some point I may need to actually jot some things down. Till I finished that exam, I did not write anything on my paper except for my exam number. So I think it was actually a good one, and I will actually advise anyone that wants to take the AFM exam of the FMI to consider using dbrownconsulting Consulting. I think they are the best in the game. And very much kudos to my ogas too in my organization, and most especially our own revered Babake, for he gave a lot of tips as to what we need to actually have at the back of our minds to be able to ensure that the exam was a smooth ride. Thank you very much. Thank you everyone for having me. Thank you.